What's up, Chris? I see you have notifications on. What's going on, everyone? What's up, John? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. What's up, Mark? How you doing? What's up, brother? We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Melanier, The Sopranos. I don't know if I could beat The Sopranos, but I definitely can help you make some money. All right. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Give it one more minute. Um, I have a question for you guys. So, going forward, do you want me to cover setups for swing trading, like setups that I think can potentially start to move back to the upside over the next few weeks? Or do you want me to go over more day trading stuff, like on the smaller time frames, individual levels? Or do you want me to start covering different topics to help you guys learn, like support and resistance, fibs, using different indicators like the RSI, the MACD? I feel like there's a lot more we could do here as opposed to just covering certain stocks. I'd rather help you guys become a self-sufficient trader as opposed to, just giving you different plays, if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. swings and advanced concepts. Could you touch up a bit on swing trading? Interested. All right, so it seems like everyone wants something different. Maybe we could rotate between them. 1 week we can cover, or even like 30 minutes of each. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this to help you guys. Maybe we could do a half and half. Maybe we could do 1 day of just swing trades, 1 day of just scalps. That way we mix it up and everyone learns a little bit of everything. Maybe that would be better. But we'll start that next week. Just for this week, I'm just going to cover overall sentiment and certain plays that I like. Okay. All right, so we'll start that next week. Next week we'll do more scalp day trade plays, and I'll try and cover why or how I enter, how I exit, different strategies regarding that. But for now, let's get started. So let's start with SPY. So it's been very choppy, which is why I've been sitting on the sidelines, right? This is something you want to trade in, right? A steady uptrend. You want to trade with power. You want to trade with volume. Right? Check out the MACD and the RSI, both moving to the upside after a cross, signaling there is increased momentum coming, right? And we saw this move to the upside, right, from around 384 to around 422. So almost a 40-point move to the upside. And now we're seeing some consolidation. So when this happens, it's really best if you're swing trading, which is why I usually swing trade. That's been my strategy for over 6 years. But the past year I've had to change that to scalping because of the current conditions. But if you're swing trading, it's always just best to sit on the sidelines and play it safe, right? You want to be a risk first trader. You don't want to go into a trade saying, I can make this much money. You want to say, I can lose this much money, and you want to protect your capital. So this is very choppy, and we're trading in a range, right? We're just seeing back and forth. So looking at this red or pink count, whatever color that is, it's kind of like both. We just had our wave 3, and it seems like we're in a wave 4 pullback. And I have these extensions labeled right here. So how I did this is I took the fib extension, right? So I retraced from the top of wave 3 down to the low, back up to the high. So I'm pretty sure this is a WXY. It might be. If we get a move to the downside this week, this would be a wave Y, and the target would be one of these fibs. These are the major levels to look for in a wave Y. I'm thinking if we do get the move to the downside, I think we see 398 to 400. This lines up perfectly. Let me get the tool out. This lines up perfectly with this previous resistance. If not, and we get the move down to, let's see if I can drag this down. Right here, I mean, this also makes sense because of this resistance. And check out that volume profile on the side. This is the furthest out or the most volume right in this region around 389. So this is going to act as a major support right above that 1618. I think this is the furthest we go down. I don't think we see a move back down to 387, but this is just a bear case. I'm just going to be covering it all just so you guys are aware of what could potentially happen, this wave Y. Take a look at that MACD. So I'm on the daily. Take a look at this MACD, right? We're very towards the bottom, and it seems like we're about to get across. And every time it's crossed, right here, it signaled a huge move to the upside. Right here. I mean, 2020 was a different year for sure. But overall, it's been a bullish sentiment. So if we do get this cross, and we do hold these levels, if I go into the smaller time frame, if we can hold right around this 411 to 410 mark, right, we have bounce, 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 another bounce, some rejections, another couple of touches. This is going to be a major level. So if we can hold this 411 level and find some momentum to the upside, I think then this would be a W, or maybe even an A, B, C, and then a wave 1, possible wave 2, and then wave 3. But yeah, 411 is the level we need to watch for to the downside. To the upside, I'm watching over this 417 level, right? We have 1 rejection, 2, another touch, multiple touches across the board here. So 417, 418, you could just go to the whole number closest. 418 is going to act as a significant major resistance above. And then once we break that, my targets are going to be this resistance right here and the highs, which is 422.81. I don't need to put a line there. But that's exactly how I'm going to play it. If I do decide to trade, there's no reason to just rush trades. That was a huge mistake I made when I first started trading, is I just wanted to be in a trade all day from 9 to 4, 9:30 to 4. And that was a big mistake. Now I've really learned patience. Patience pays. Write that down. Patience pays. It's a good tool. Let's go into QQQ. Does anyone have any questions regarding SPY first before we continue on? Go into the daily first. No? No questions? Give it one more second. Hope you guys got to get out during the nice weather. At least on the East Coast, it was very nice. Give me a thumbs up or something to show me that you guys are alive. I'm just talking about support and resistance levels. Moon. You can play options. You could play commons. You could play whatever you're comfortable with. Options are definitely more risky. Mark said you seem more bullish at the moment. It really depends how we open. Right now I'm neutral, but in the morning when futures open and we start to see some upgrades, downgrades come in, we'll see what happens. And I don't like to predict. I just like to play off the levels. It's always good just to play off levels. No reason to predict. QQQ. Okay, so tech has been pretty weak, right? We saw a steep decline, excuse me. Tech's been pretty weak, but take a look at this daily MACD. We just had this cross. Last time we had the cross was right here, so we saw some sideways consolidation before that run up. So it's definitely possible, but I think if we can hold this 326 level I have here, let me go into the smaller time frame. So I am bullish as long as we hold this 326.21 level. Why? Right? We have a double bottom here. We fell through. We used that double bottom as a new resistance, right? So this would have been a great entry for puts. We came back down. We rejected it 2 more times, and then we had another double bottom, right? So it's just levels playing over and over again. And then on the 19th and the 20th, we found some strength. We broke through this major level, and we're kind of using it as support here. So, right, as you know, old resistance becomes new support, and old support becomes new resistance. This is a perfect example of that. So I think if this 326 level holds, my entry point is just going to be that breakout level, right over that 330 level. And you can even play to this red line, 334, right? We have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, some consolidation right around the line here, to 334 and up. And below this 326 line, we're just going to have to, chart out the support and resistance levels. We have a little gap to fill right here, right? So that's going to act as a support. And you can also take the fibs, right, from the high, which is right around here, to the low. Let me put the lines, change the opacity. And the 382, the 618, and the 0.5 are going to act as support and resistance. And look where we are right now. right in this range. So yeah, this 326 level is going to act as a major support. Why? We have confluence across the board, right? We have a support and resistance line, and we have that 382 fib level. So major support. If this breaks, we should see a sharp move to the downside. If it holds, we should start to see some momentum back to the upside. And I'm more bullish at the moment just because of that daily MACD. And tech's been pretty weak, so maybe we can start to get some rotation back into tech. Yeah, crypto's getting killed. Brutal. IWM. Let's get it. All right, so IWM, I'm pretty bearish. IWM so far. But we'll see how things are when we open up. MACD is bullish. But I've seen this setup so many times, and it doesn't mean it's 100% right. But we have this right previous support, fall through, right, breakdown of the support, a retest of a major level across the board, horizontally and diagonally. So that was a great area for puts, and we're retesting again, right? So this is a double top. So I do think we could see some downside here. It's just we're in a range, right? I like over 223 for to the long side or calls, and you can even play under if we break this level right around that region, right? We have one touch, two touch, previous resistance, another touch right here across the board. 215, if we can hold this level, that would be good. But if we break down below that, it's pretty bearish, right? We also have this head and shoulders pattern. So I mean, there's multiple bearish signs, but we got to see what happens. See what happens in the morning. All right. All right, let's go on to some setups that I'm looking at. Boeing. Look at this long falling wedge. ABCDE correction. I just haven't fixed these yet. This goes here. That goes there. So ABCDE correction, falling wedge. Take a look at this MACD, RSI, right? We're starting to break out. You can even draw lines on the RSI MACD. Still works. It seems like we found another bottom, and we're going to start to, right? We're starting to break out and potentially test the highs up here. And this is starting to curve back to the upside. And we are seeing a potential breakout here. A move over, right? A move over 243.99, which is this level right here. This will be a great move. I think this will test the highs of around 278. So I'm just going to cover that. Unless you guys want me to cover scalps, then I'll do that. But I'm just going to just show you the chart and put this on your mind and chart it for yourself, right? I want you to learn how to chart yourself. If you continue to just follow along other people, you're really not going to learn anything, and it's going to be very hard to be consistent, right? So you need to really put in the effort and chart yourself, understand support and resistance. You need to put in the effort. So I'm just going to show you the setups that I'm watching, and then if you have individual questions after, I'll be happy to answer those. Morgan Stanley. So financials or banks have been extremely strong in the dips. But I like this setup here. We have a triple top, so it's going to be a major resistance. It's going to be hard to get through. Let me go into the smaller time frame. But we have higher and higher lows, right? One touch, 2, 3, 4. So I think we could potentially see a breakout this week. Right, we'll probably see some more consolidation before a breakout, something like that. But if banks still have strength going into this week, Morgan Stanley is my top play. A break over 88, 88, or even 90, the whole number. That's my entry point. And my targets above are the fib, the 1272 and the 1618. I got this from that swing high to the most recent swing low. Okay. You can even pull this down here. It's pretty similar targets. I'm just doing it right here. Okay. I like the higher and higher lows and a triple top. It's going to be hard to break through, but once it does, we should see a nice spike. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is another one on the watch list. So let's go to the daily. Look at this long-term consolidation. We had that crazy move to the upside, and then we had a nice bull flag. This is an extended bull flag, super long, right? But take a look at the MACD again. MACD is crossing. We had the breakout. I think we might see some consolidation here, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before seeing a move, right? I like seeing consolidation, just like we saw here, right? Move to the upside, 3 days of sideways movement before move higher, right? Another 2 days of sideways movement before moving higher, right? So we need some consolidation here. Maybe Monday of just sideways price action before moving higher. And my entry points over 609, and my targets are listed above. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Tesla, it's obviously on the board again. It's at interesting levels, very interesting levels. Take a look at this daily MACD. We're about to get across. RSI, double bottom here, right? Bottom, and it seems like we are above this. So we have a bullish bottom here, and this cross is definitely bullish. We should get that cross on Monday. And we have a major support here, right? 1 bounce, 2, 3, 4, and we're holding it right here, right? Fake out before the breakout every single time. Bearish scenario, bearish scenario is that this is the W, X, and then a Y wave, and we see a move back down to 441 in that region, right? And that volume profile makes sense with this level, so confluence around this region. Let me go into the smaller time frame to show why my entry is 596. So another perfect example of old support becomes new resistance, right? We bounced right here, we fell through, and we rejected it almost 3 times, right? I'm going to count that 2 and 3 times. We rejected that perfectly. So if we can break over 596, my targets are going to be somewhere up here, right around 680. Even 700 potentially. Love it. So this could be, I mean, instead of a WXY, this could be an A, B, C, D, and then an E wave back to the middle before we see a breakout higher. Right, it would look something like this. A, B, C, D right around 680, 700, and then E wave right there. Something like that. Happens a million times. All right, any questions so far? Or give me a thumbs up or something. There we go. Appreciate it, John. Perfect. All right, let's continue. I got 3 more I wanted to cover that I like the setups. All right, so shop. Here's the daily. We have higher and higher lows, right? Multiple touches across the board. Yep, you could totally use 610 as a better entry, right? Definitely. Yeah, and NVIDIA just had that stock split 4-1, so definitely a positive catalyst that the current market likes to hear. This one. So we have 2 scenarios here. We either break out of this symmetrical triangle, and we see highs right around 1500, or this invert, this head and shoulders, we reject here, and we will probably break this trend line and move back to the downside. So there's two scenarios here. We really need to wait and see what happens here, right? Because no one knows. But if we take a look at the 1 hour, I mean, look how perfect that rejected. So anything over 1246, I'll play calls. I'll probably take Friday, maybe a 1300 call. It's definitely achievable. And it's perfect, right, whole number. And we have a double top right there. And look at that. We have a gap fill right above here from 1330 to around 1365. So a 35-point gap above. We'll see what happens right here. This is going to be important Monday. And we'll see what happens. But these are my two scenarios, and I'll be watching this because I think we see a big move in Shopify. Whether it's to the upside or to the downside, this is due for a nice large move. DraftKings. So DraftKings has played out perfectly to the Elliott wave analysis. We broke this significant trend line to the upside. This was a W, a Y, and in order to, we're right in between the 618 and the 1. And we're consolidating perfectly right at that 618 target. And if I go into the smaller time frame, we have a ascending triangle. This is right off the 618. So this red line is the 618. We have higher and higher lows, so I think we could potentially see a bounce right here, and a potential breakout back to the upside, and we could test back to 55 plus or even 50 plus. But below, this is an easy play below, right? We just take this bottom and you play puts below it, right? Usually we'll see a drop and then a retest, so you can always play the retest as well before move lower. And if we do move lower, if we break that 39.93 level, which is the low right here, I think we see 35. So very good risk to reward play right here. We should see a move, this week or next week to either 50 plus or right around 35. Yeah, you've been loving charting from your own. Yeah, it's honestly, if you chart yourself, it is so much more rewarding. You'll see and you'll feel good about it. It will feel really good if you chart it and you play it according to plan. Make sure that when you enter something, you already have a stop loss in mind, right? If you enter something and your exit is below the closest support, make sure you obey by that. I know it sucks sometimes following that, right? You always just want to hold and think that it's going to come back, but in the long run, you're gonna be better off obeying those stop losses. Especially if you lose a couple in a row. If you lose like 4 or 5 trades in a row, it's honestly just best to sit on the sidelines and take a step back. Spotify. So Spotify, again, another similar trade, right? Multiple tops. So I'm looking for a trade over 232, and I'm going to target 249 this week. Let's check out the daily. So just saw a steep decline. Head and shoulders pattern. So I think this potentially was either the bottom. Check out the MACD cross on the daily. So potentially a move back to the upside here for a retest at this level, 249. But if not, a move below 220, I'll play puts, which is this previous support. I'll play puts to 211. So 2 great plays right here. We'll see a big move in this as well. Awesome, Mark. Glad I brought it up. How would you enter DraftKings calls on this pattern? Okay, that's a good question. Let's go over that. So you can either do it 2 ways. I would play a weekly call. Whoops. a break of I'd probably enter right at this level right here, 45 61. I'd probably enter here, right? Take a starter position. I always like to enter early, just because so I don't miss the move, right? Weekly options move very quickly, so I always like to get in a little bit early, maybe before the breakout happens. That way I catch the full jump. It's definitely more riskier, but with experience, that's something that you could do. So I would enter, right? If I had, let's say I had a $10,000 account, and I would play probably on Monday, I would play around a 48 call. I don't know how much it is because I'm not looking right now, but a 48 call for Friday. I would enter, let's say, 2 or 3 options right here. And then at the break of this level, whatever this is, 46.22, I would buy probably double my position. So if, let's say I bought 3 contracts right here, I'd buy another 3 right here. And then I would take profits whenever my, on the ride up. I always take profits on the ride up and leave runners. So this would be a resistance above, right? We also have a gap to fill. So right here, I would take probably 2 off, sell 2, and this would probably be at 30-40% already, right? This small little move. And then leave a couple, see what happens. Set your stop loss at break even, which would be this red line right here. That way you don't go red on a green trade. And then let the runners run and let it do its job. Take out another 1 or 2, maybe when it gets to the next level, and let the runners go. And a stop loss in this case would be probably, right, so this is the closest support, right? We have, let me draw it across the board. Right, so we have a support, a gap to fill right here, but that's old already. A previous resistance, previous support, previous resistance. So this level is going to act as a support. So what I would do is either put my support or my stop loss right around this region below, or you can even take the fibs and see what's going on here. Right, so in this case, the 618 is where I would take my loss. All right. So does that make sense? Who asked that question? Holt. Let me know if that makes sense. I hope that clears things up for you guys on how I would enter and exit a trade. Yeah, it's better to just get stopped out than lose it all. Yeah, just wait and see. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right, let's do a couple chart requests. Or if you guys have questions, I like answering questions about trading as opposed to just doing chart requests. So if you guys have questions about trading in general, or like how to do something, just please let me know, because I love answering those questions. I feel like that's more useful. Let me delete all this because this is a mess. Awesome, Holt. Perfect. Check out this MACD. It wants more. This wants higher. It's tried to break out multiple times now. All right, 1 cross, 2 cross, and now 3. This definitely wants higher. Let's see. Right, so I would draw it something like that. And like that. Yep, falling wedge. I mean, that's great. We had a fail of a breakout though, so just watch out for that failed breakout. And we're right at these levels across the board. Right, we have 1 rejection, 2 rejection. Check out the volume profile. This is a heavy area of supply. So breaking below this, if we move back to the downside here, I think we would see a move back down. But if we can get back over the high right here, right, whatever that level is, around 58.76, then I would consider calls. It's exactly how I would play it. Is Dash ready? Let's check out Dash. Let me delete everything. So this is a perfect, actually, this is a perfect example of what I like, right? It seems like we might have a bottom here, right? We were in an overall downtrend. It tried for an uptrend here, but we failed. And we just had bad earnings, so that's not good. We had bad earnings, but it jumped. So I guess the future is positive. But check out where we are. There is a ton of supply, or supply equals support. Ton of supply in this area. And check out the volume profile. We're about to be at that resistance. But look at the small time frame. We are consolidating. This is a perfect bull flag or symmetrical triangle, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. Both bullish. All right, so this is a bull flag for sure. I love this, right? This is like as perfect as it gets, right? We see a move up, we see sideways consolidation, higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. It's coiling, and it's getting ready for a move either to the upside or to the downside if the market becomes weak. But this is preferably a bullish pattern. Love that. I'm going to actually add this to the watch list. And what I'll do is I'll just set my alert right before that high and play that breakout level. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. And then I'll take the fibs, go from swing low to swing high, and look how perfect that 618 lines up with the top, right? It's not exactly, but it's in the general region, 146 to 145. So this is going to be a major resistance to break. And once it breaks, we should see some upside. Yeah, it's a textbook bull flag. Malinier asked, what is the main reason that I sat out last week? So, number one, I had like 5 or 6 losing trades in a row. So I just wanted to take a step back, see what went wrong, see why the play failed, and how I could have improved and made the exit or entry better. So I did that. Number two, the reason is the market is moving sideways. If we go back to SPY, right, it's just sideways action. It's trading in a range. And as a trader, you ideally want to avoid trading in a range, right? We want to trade in this, either an uptrend, or if you're a bear, you want to trade in a downtrend. All right, this is tough because it's just constant chop. It's very hard. Same with QQQ, right? We're trading in a range for multiple days. So I want to see a trend. Awesome, SK. How to add volume profile to okay, to add a volume profile, it's in the indicators. You type in VPVR, and you can use probably any of these. What do I use? VPVR. I don't know what the name is. Yeah, you can even use these indicators. Right, this is like a line that covers, you can use it as a support and resistance level. Let me make it a red line. Right, you see how this acts as a support and resistance level. This is just a volume profile. Or you can use this. It's kind of like those VWAP lines. It shows the like the lows and the highs in a range. This is a good indicator. But it's just an extra line to add to the chart. I like my clean charts. No, with the free version, you get up to 3 indicators for free. Hey, but if you also don't have a TradingView account, use my link. I hate saying use my link because I feel like One of those stupid YouTuber people that just constantly promotes, but I guess it will save you money. Um, but yeah, I do have the link. It's like in one of my bios. Um, no problem. Also, make sure you're using the flow. All right, let me pull this up. All right, you can use the dashboard and check out the flow. Last week, all right, QQQ. You could check out all the big orders. You could check out the sentiment. All right, if you wanted to look up multiple tickers, let's say you want Tesla, comma, AMD, comma, Apple, comma, BA, comma, Microsoft, right? If you wanted to see those, search, no spaces, and it pulls up the flow for that. And you could select what type of trade, how much premium, right? Greater than $1 million. And it shows all the big trades. All right. It's super useful. I mean, you see what the big whales are doing. For flow, what I look for is the odd lot or crooked contracts, it's called. It's a term used on Wall Street for anyone that hasn't been trading for a while. An odd lot contract or a crooked number. What that means is just a weird number of contracts bought, right? So 4,000, this is a planned trade. So someone planned this trade. They weren't in a hurry. 1,000 contracts. They planned this. They weren't in a hurry. Look at this, 278. So why would someone just buy random 278 at 2.37 million, right? It's not like it's 2 million premium on the dot. It's not like it's 2.5 million. It's weird. This is something they wanted to get in quickly. It's also a sweep. Sweeps are trades people want to fill very quickly. 356, right? A 356 sweep. This person wanted to get in quickly. 3083. Weird, right? 2500 is just a planned trade. So make sure you're taking a look at those. Right? Odd lot and crooked number contracts are a common thing on Wall Street. So there's another tip for you guys. Not sure if anyone knew that or not, but it's one of my favorites. Soon we're going to be adding filters. You could do multiple filters at a time. And my favorite is weekly out of the money sweeps with crooked numbers. The premium cost between what do I like? Between 0.5, so $50 and $200. That way we're finding people that want to get in trades quickly on cheap contracts. You usually see big moves from those. Okay. There's some solid advice that I'm sure you've never gotten anywhere else. My thoughts on why the market's so choppy. I mean, take a look at the chart. We have seen some significant upside, right? We have gone straight up. If you take a look at the overall trend, we're going up. And the choppiness is just another part of trading. We're in some sideways consolidation, right? Uptrend, sideways consolidation. Uptrend, sideways consolidation. Uptrend, sideways consolidation. Uptrend, long consolidation. Uptrend, same thing again. Uptrend, same thing again. So we're either going to see a move higher again, right? And my target would be around 448. That's the overall target. Or we see a move back down to 387. Yep, they could totally be hedging delta. I didn't even bring that up because I don't know how advanced everyone is. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, so that's really it, guys. If you have any questions or you want to see any specific charts after stream, just DM me, and let's have a good week. All right, any last minute questions before I hop out of here? I hope everyone learned something new. I mean, a correction would be nice. It would reset things, but if you take a look at the market, right? If we go back to like, let's go like all the way down here. The computer is lagging now. All right, if we go back to like the 90s, the market always looks like this, right? It always looks like it's trending up. Besides that happened, but look at how this looks, right? The market always looks like it's like gonna tank, right? If we saw this, like this, I mean, I think we should see something like this soon. This is needed. Just a little pullback in the overall trend. Right, and look where this dipped down to. This dipped down right to the supply level, right across the board. A double bottom. And this is in 1998. Right, so it's the same concept just over and over again, right? Uptrend, consolidation, uptrend, dip, uptrend, consolidation, uptrend, larger correction, uptrend, same thing before, right? Obviously, every 10 or so years, there becomes a downtrend. But again, right, uptrend consolidation. This is just how it moves, right? And then the 2008 financial crisis, so a 56% drop, and then right, uptrend. It's same thing over and over again, guys. This is from 2008 to 2015, right? It looks like it's just going to tank every single time. So just be aware that the market always looks like this. This is not an abnormal thing. All right. How do I get back without my computer crashing? I need a higher RAM speed. All right, guys. Do I ever use iron flies? Nah, I don't even play around with those. I'd rather just stick to what I know. I mean, I know how to do it, but I found the most success with calls. Yeah, if you're just looking for investing and long-term plays, always just add every month. That's the best strategy for long-term success. Add once a month, or add when there's blood. Buy when there's fear. A flux capacitor. I don't know what that is. SK. Does it make my computer faster? I need something to help because I got this running, the unusual options flow, the stream service, a bunch of things are running. But if you're knowledgeable in that, and you could just DM me, and I would appreciate that. All right, let's not get off topic. All right, I hope everyone learned something. Appreciate that, Mark. Let's have a great week. And remember, patience pays. Be a risk-first trader. Don't rush into a trade. And buy when there's blood in the streets. Right. All right. I will see you guys next time, or I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Everyone have a good rest of your night.